Okay, now the story of Insidious starts off with Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne's characters, Josh and Renee Lambert, who are two newlywed couples, living the good life. You know, they got a new house, they have two children and one little girl, one baby, and they're living the life. You know, they're a happy couple. They're white, so of course they're fantastic. One day, one of their kids has a little accident and they go in a coma. Now the thing is, this coma isn't really a coma. It's a pretty much a possession, and now this kid is pretty much a demon, you could say. And a whole bunch of stuff happens around the house. They move from that house to another one, and they obviously find out it's not the house, it's actually the child, and that's really the story. They get a whole bunch of other people to go help them find out what the hell's wrong with this character. A whole bunch of paranormal paranormal researchers and stuff like that, and there you go. There's really the story. There's no big thing that's original in this. I mean, we've seen stuff like this, a kid being possessed, a kid that's creepy, but they did it in a way where it wasn't really the kid most of the time. There was one time where he was being creepy, but most of the time it was actually just ghosts around the house or something. And I'm not going to spoil anything else. I'm just going to say I like the story. It's just not that original. I liked it though. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. It's not original, but hey, I liked it. I also like the characters. You know, Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne. But I'll get to them when I talk about acting. Anyway, let's go on to that. Okay, now the acting of the film. Of course, you have Patrick Wilson, who plays the main character, like I said before, and his name is Josh Lambert in the film, and he's actually really good. I really like this character. He definitely sells the movie. Patrick Wilson's one of those guys that I really like, and I can't wait to see him in more films. He's been in a lot of films now, but still, I would love to see him more as a leading man, like he was in Watchmen and Hard Candy. If you ever saw that movie, that was a great movie. And in this one's also he's really good, and so there you go. Rose Byrne plays the wife of Patrick Wilson's character. She's really good. You definitely feel for her when she's like going kind of insane sometimes, where she's seeing all this stuff. You definitely feel for her character, and you're like, hey, I feel for you. I do. And she's really good. The two kids in the film, the two sons, they're good. You know, the one that's possessed, most of the time he's just in a bed pretending that he's in a coma, and he does alright. The other kid, yeah, he's just a kid. They're not bad at all. Lynn Shay comes in as a paranormal researcher and stuff that comes and helps and finds out a way to get him out of this coma. And she's good. She's a kind of a B-movie actress in a lot of horror movies, and she's okay in this. She's definitely not a terrible actress. She's good. Lee Wynell, who's the producer of the film, comes in, and he was also in the original Saw movie. He was the other guy that was in the movie with Cary Elwes. He was the other guy that watched the other, Cary Elwes cut his foot off. Oops, spoiler. He's good in this. Angus Sampson plays the sidekick to Lee Wynell's character. He's alright. And Barbara Hershey, she comes in as the mother of Patrick Wilson's character, and she's good. You know, most people will probably know her from Black Swan now if you don't know her. And overall, I thought the acting was actually really good. I'm gonna give the acting an 8 out of 10. Anyway, let's go on to the scariness of the film, because a horror movie needs to be scary. Is this one scary? I don't know. Let's go find out. Okay, now the scariness of Insidious. That kind of rhymed. I'm just gonna say it. Insidious scared the insidious out of me. It really was very, very spooky, and I really, really enjoyed the hell out of this. Now, I heard so many things about this being really, really frightening, and I did think it was really frightening. Not as frightening as some people have said, but there were some really unsettling images in here, and just very psychological scares that, mixed with the jump scares, made it a hell of a good time. Well, in the scare element, not in the entertainment element, I'll talk about that in a minute, but really in the scare element, it was entertaining as hell. If that makes sense. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Anyway, I thought it was really scary. I don't really want to talk much about it because I don't want to spoil what's so scary about it, but I'm going to say it right here. If you're one of those guys that likes paranormal activity and you thought it was pretty scary, you're going to think this is actually much scarier. I thought Paranormal Activity was pretty scary. In the theaters, not really, but when you're out of the theater, definitely. This is actually both in the theater and out of the theater because there's a lot of really unsettling images, and I thought it was really scary. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for scariness. Anyway, let's go into entertainment. Okay, now the entertainment of the film. I thought it was really, really enjoyable watching this film in the theaters. I haven't seen a horror movie that really scared me like this. Maybe since Paranormal Activity 2, which was only a few months ago, but that really kind of scared me while I was out of the theater, not when I was in it. So, can't really count that because When I was out of the theater, I was pretty scared. This, I was, well, not scared, I was spooked or something, I could go to sleep because I'm a man, but still, it was just like, it was kind of creepy. This one, the same thing, it's really creepy when you're watching it, creepy when you leave and go home, but by the time I'm gonna go to sleep, I'll not forget about it. I don't think it's really forgettable. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? It's not scary, a whole bunch of bitches, a female ghost smiling at me. I mean, that was creepy as shit. And if I see another female like that smile the way she did, I'm gonna beat the shit out of her. I don't care if she's my girlfriend, my wife. I'm saying it right here. So if that ever happens, and you hear about a 300-pound white kid beating up a girl because she smiled, that's me. Anyway. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it anyway because I'm a man. Anyway, I thought this film was really entertaining. I'm going to give it 8.5 for the entertainment because of how scary it was. The acting was really good. And just overall, I really enjoyed it. I really did. So, let's see. If I calculate all the scores that I gave it, it would be, let me calculate really quick in my head, be 7, and an 8 would be a 15, and then the 9 would be a 24, and then you combine that and this and do that, and then you combine the 2 and add a 3, it'll be a 32.5 out of a 40. So there you go. I think you should go and see this. Definitely late at night because it's very, very scary. Bring a bunch of friends. Hell, if you have a girlfriend, bring her because she'll scream in your ear and you'll have a good time. So, anyway, there you go. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the review. Go check this film out. It's actually really spooky. Thank you and goodbye.